What time is it?
5:30, sir.
Hello.
What time is it?
5:30, sir.
Let's try it again. Hello, everybody. It's not 5:30. The time is to launch the Kickstarter version of Escape from Monster Island. Probably asking why Kickstarter. Well, I know everybody has their preferences. Some people like Indiegogo, some people like Kickstarter. Some people like Marvel Comics, some people like DC Comics. Some people like McDonald's, others like Burger King. And sometimes it's hard to cross a line. If you're loyal to one particular brand, if you like McDonald's, you're not likely to eat at Burger King. But at Compass Comics, we want everybody to read our books. So as we are nearing the end of the Indiegogo campaign, I wanted to offer up something to the Kickstarter backers, the people that won't cross that line over. One of the reasons particularly was because when Ominous Press published Return to Monster Island and Return to Monster Island, they used Kickstarter. So there's some Monster Island fans here that I don't want to get left out. So welcome. What's going to make this campaign interesting is that we have a, let me pull it up here. We have a exclusive cover for this campaign, which is exclusive to, here it is. This is the cover. I want to do something fun, a little bit sexy, and but not go against the grain of what the Monster Island stories are about. Not too much, but have a little fun with it. And I think this captures Mac's personality. And of course, you have the Hypnosaurs, who will get you to do whatever they want if you read Return to Monster Island. So this is a really cool cover. Like all the Compass Comics covers, this is going to have spot UV on it, a matte finish that's like a velvet touch to it. Super, super cool. Of course, the interiors are the same on all the books. These are just cover changes. And the interiors are 72 pages. And this is the final story in the Monster Island trilogy. So there's a few different covers. Let me go back to the whoops, that's the wrong one. Let's try this. There we go. Oh, we already got 4 backers. That's nice for the book. So here's the campaign. We'll just give you a quick little rundown. It's very similar to the Indiegogo one. There's going to be more exclusives on the Indiegogo one. But this is a kind of a down and dirty campaign, 30 days and out. So if you want the exclusive cover, which by the way is signed, all the exclusive covers are going to be signed by me. You've got 30 days to get it here on Kickstarter. So there's a little interaction about what the story's about, if you haven't heard. Here's the main cover. Now, everybody who orders here on Kickstarter also is going to get the bookmarks and the vinyl stickers. These are upgrades that go along with each one of my books right from the get-go. So bookmark vinyl sticker, spot UV on the cover, and upgraded paper. So I put a matte finish on the upgrade on the paper as well. One of the things I always hated when I read a lot of modern comics is it's this coated stock. And if you're reading it in the sun or even if you're reading it under a lamp, you get a lot of reflection on it. And that's one of the things I loved about newsprint is, it was flat, it didn't matter what angle you had it on. It was perfect. So I added this matte finish to it that'll knock that down so you can read it outside. You can read it under a lamp and you're not like trying to figure out what's going on in the story. It's a small thing, but it's important to me. And I hope it's important to the backers. You also have the 3 regular covers. You got cover A, cover B, and the cover C, which was done by my friend, the late great Butch Geis. The Cover B is a distressed cover. It's supposed to look like it was, you've had it since 1975 or something. It's got crinkles on it, not real crinkles. They're all artistic versions of it. But this is a really cool one. It's got some grain on it. It looks like it's dirty. It looks like a well-read monster comic, which is what they're for. You're supposed to read the hell out of them, right? You can check out these awesome sample pages. Almost the first 10 pages here with the dialogue in there. You can get a feel for the story, a feel for the vibe. If you're unfamiliar with Monster Island, some really beautiful color work here by my pal Greg Wright, who colors almost all my books. We have a stretch goal at $10,000. Every backer is going to get a free Escape from Monster Island phone wallpaper. So you look cool when you answer your phone. They ask you to put risks and challenges in here. This is a risk-free campaign since it's already been funded over on Indiegogo. So the work is already almost completed. I have finished, I think, through page 50, or I'm working on page 50, I think. I got to check. I've had some time away from the board because I've been busy with launches, and Joe Frankenstein 3 books finally arriving yesterday, which, by the way, we are busy getting them out to all of our backers. We had a printing error issue on it, and I trashed all the books and had them reprint it. And they finally came in yesterday. There was a backlog of orders ahead of us since we had to redo it. So that's why it took so much time. But everything is done. It's all ready to go, and they're going out already. People are already getting their tracking numbers, which is cool. Let me just say hello. I'm away from the chat here. I want to see who's in the room. Snozhead says, yo. Pazmaster Dan is here. Marcus Killigrew. Let's see. Dr. Mask, Retro Elixir. He wants to know if there's any thoughts on Fund My Comic. I think it's great. I just don't know that the audience is over there yet. So I'm unwilling to put all my eggs in one basket at this point. But it's definitely on my radar. Definitely on my radar. Pestmaster Dan says, you are the pro. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. Oh. Well, here's an old friend, Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast, with a 665 super chat. Thank you. I'm walking out the door, but it has been a while, and just wanted to say, break a leg with this launch and hail amigos. Well, it's good to see you back, pal. Don't be a stranger. Okay. So, let's see here. So here are the, we went through the main part of it, but it's pretty much the same over here. We have our rewards that are available. It shows you the items that you get, the bookmark and the vinyl sticker, which is really nice. And see, yeah, like I said, this is a 30-day in and out, bare bones campaign. It's the idea is to basically just offer it up to other folks who haven't seen it, or don't want to support Indiegogo. Each one of these platforms have had their issues. Kickstarter was run by some people that were definitely anti-conservative and were blocking them and taking down campaigns. Indiegogo has shadow banned people, including me. Ghost of Matakumba Key was shadow banned. And we could get no information on why. I even wrote the president of the company. I wrote their attorneys. I wrote everybody, and it was just radio silence. So, Indiegogo's got their issues too. times change, things change, regimes change, and Kickstarter has cleaned some house there. So I felt it was okay to give them a shot. Fund My Comic is another oh, looks like I was offline for half a second there. Asked a question about Fund My Comic. They're doing great stuff over there, and they're building the audience. And I might put my Sunshine State book over there as a test to see what the audience is like. So they're definitely another platform that folks should trust and back projects on. And yeah, so Willy Wonkanobi is here. Leg Kick 1 has popped in. Nice. Blaze wants to know if this is a second chance campaign. It's not, Blaze, because the Indiegogo campaign, the big campaign, is still up and running. It's still live, and that'll stay up until I'm ready to go to print, which is typically how I run my campaigns. Just before I'm ready to go to print, I'll close it down so I can get a head count of how many books I need to print and overages and all that kind of stuff. This is a expanded campaign. This is a campaign to expand the readership base to folks that won't come over to Indiegogo. So there's a large audience and a large comic reading audience over on Kickstarter, and I hope to tap into that so they can see it, and read the books. As I said before, this is just a 30-day campaign. The other one will still be going on when this one is over. The advantage to this is if you like that the sexy cover, this one here. This is the only place to get it, and you only have 30 days to get it. So I just want to encourage everybody to snap up on that quickly. That'll be a nice little collector's item because, I'd be surprised if we sell as many books here as we do over in Indiegogo. But, I hope you guys surprise me. Really, I do. Dr. Mass wants to know, is there anything on the horizon for the Girls of Dimension 13? I really enjoyed that series. Right now, Aftershock is in like a chapter 13 reorganization, I think. Until they come out of that, I can't really do anything with Girls of Dimension 13, even though I own it. I own the rights to it. Because they didn't do anything with it, but there's some aspects of it that I want to negotiate with them and get some things out, or if they go completely out of business, then everything is going to revert, and then I'll be bringing that into the Compass Comics universe. Dr. Mass says, Tucci has done a great job on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. No reason to leave money on the table. Well, I completely agree with that. I think Billy calls it the No One Left Behind campaign, and I think that's a fantastic title because that's your job as a publisher is to get as many eyes on your product as possible. I'm not going to say no if there's people out there. When I put Two-Fisted Manly Tales up there, same thing. I did a cover that was just there was the Dan Lawless cover, was the only one you can get on Kickstarter, and that raised an extra $10,000 for the campaign, which is great. I hope this one does as well, because quite frankly, the Indiegogo campaign is sort of stalled. We're at 88,000, I think, right now, close to 89,000. When this campaign should have been in, six figures a long time ago. So I don't know if it's product, if it's fatigue, if it's economy. I think it's probably a little. I'm leaning towards the economy, and the reason why is because I look at the backer numbers. That's the important number. My backer numbers are right where they always are. They're over, close to 2,000 typically on my products, on my projects, 1,500 to 2,000. And that's where we're at. We're right there. But I think that people aren't ordering as many things or or as many big ticket things, to bump that campaign up. And I think that's a result of economic issues, less disposable income. But this too shall pass. And, I'm hoping that as things, turn around, that folks will, come back and let's get this bad boy over there to six figures young lady. Leg kick one, that's a very generous $5 super chat, my friend. I backed you just now. Oh, thank you, pal. Much appreciated. Best to you on this, Graham. Yeah, I really do appreciate all these guys, all you guys that, you watch the shows, you watch the launch parties. Here we are at noon in the middle of the week. And we got like 98 people watching right now. People are busy. People are at the office. And I just wanted to, I like to do a quick little launch, and do a little one-on-one talking. That just went up to 100. With my friends here that show up in the chat, because there's so many folks that are here all the time, that we always see, and it's fantastic. I love it, particularly when they show up at conventions and they introduce themselves by their handles. Like they'll say, oh, my name's Tom, and you say, oh, hi, Tom. Well, you know me as, and they'll say their name. Oh yeah, you're. It's fantastic. I love it. Kyle Miller says, will the new cover be available on your Compass website? I try to get all your covers, but I won't use Kickstarter. Okay, see, there's a perfect example of Coke and Pepsi. Kyle won't use Kickstarter, but he uses Indiegogo. But so the answer to that, Kyle, is all my stuff always ends up on the Compass Comics website after the fact, after all the backers are fulfilled. Just like Joe 3 is fulfilling now, and that will end up on the Compass Comics site. And Escape from Monster Island will, once the backers are fulfilled. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your loyalty to that particular platform. And hopefully we can get you one of these covers. My pal Kino the Reviews is here. Hello, Kino. He says, hail to the chat. Sean Ferris is here. Hey, Sean. I see you at New Jersey. Well, it's Garden State Comic Fest. GSCF. But I get what you mean. That's one of my favorite conventions of the year, which is coming up in about 4 weeks in Parsippany area, Morristown area. It's a nice little small to mid-size show. Lots of friends show up there. And then the fun thing is on Saturday nights, we do the Graham Nolan Cigar Hawaiian Shirt Whiskey Fest. And fans come out at the hotel in the big patio area, and we sit around having whiskey and cigars, wearing Hawaiian shirts and talking about comics and pop culture and fun stuff. So if you're in the area and can make it to Garden State Comic Fest, I really suggest you do. Some of the bros will be there. A great pal, Ron Garney, who you know from my who you see on my landing party shows. He'll be there. You regulars like Walt and Weezy Simonson. It's a great list. Larry Lieber is going to be there this year. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, they changed the show location, Sean. Hotel is the same. Haha, got my ticket and everything is booked. Just need to stock up on cigars and bourbon. Well, I'll be bringing both. I'll have some extras. Oh, And anybody that comes and they come to the show or they come to the Cigar Fest wearing any Compass Comics merch, I will give you a cigar for the event. Or I will give you a signed mini print for as long as supplies on both those things last. So there's your impetus to get some Compass Comics gear and show up. It's going to be fun. JDC has some words of iron for everybody for a $1.99 super chat too. He says, "Back this book." I couldn't agree more. Pity Moss says, "Love the Garden State Comic Fest." Yeah, it's a great show. Good people too. Let's see what else we got here. My dog is ringing the bells. Let's go out. I have grandbaby duty. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go on at 12 today because Julie and Mary are over at the fulfillment center packing and shipping the Joe Frankenstein 3 books. So Junie, our grandbaby, is here with me, and I got her down for her nap just in time. I had like 15 minutes to put together a banner for the show, get it synced up and everything. And but I did it. I did it. I should have let Pumpkin out ahead of time, though. Doc Brewski. Yeah, definitely. I really need to get the Garden State next year. Sounds like a blast, and I smoke a lot of cigars, LOL. Do it. You won't regret it. Might find some good comics there, too. JJ Turillo. Oh, true. It's Truillo, I think is it. Pardon me if I butchered that, JJ. He says he can't wait to get it. Thank you. Okino says he'll be arriving 2 days early before show. Let me know if you need help setting up. Oh, thanks. I'm actually going to have my brother coming with me. We're going to come down. We'll be there Friday. We'll go right over, set up. We'll do the show. But then Monday, our aunt lives on the Jersey Shore. She's 99 years old. And so we're going to go down and see her and see some of our cousins as well and pay our respects to her. So that's why he's flying up from Atlanta to Buffalo. We're going to drive down to Jersey together, and he's going to help me set up. But I do appreciate the offer. Past Master Dan says he'd love to see Walt's new piece in person, Battle of Muspelheim. Oh, yeah. That's that giant piece he did, right? Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. Well, hello.
What's up, you sexy beast?
That's what we're talking about today. Sexy beasts.
I know.
And cool stuff.
I like to stay on topic. What can I say?
Jake Blue's backed again.
Nice.
Thanks, Jake. Much appreciated. Yeah, let's see what it's doing. Let's scroll up here. 260. All right, we got 6 backers. That's
nice.
Cool. I don't think you have to refresh this, do you? Like you
no, it usually keeps running up. Like I've clicked on campaigns before, and then you'll see it just go. Then
You're right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
And stuff.
Oh, just like that. Boom. It just got up to 370.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There
that's kind of cool to watch. I really like that. I wish Indiegogo would do that.
I know. I mean, you wouldn't have to keep hitting refresh.
I know. It's kind of a pain. But I find actually the Kickstarter easy to set up the campaign.
I haven't done one in a while, but yeah, I mean, from what I can remember,
levels and stuff, it seemed easier, a little bit more user friendly.
I think you can you organize the tiers now any way you want, or does it still just let you do like a featured one, then everything else has to go from like low to high?
On Kickstarter?
Yeah.
That I don't know because it's all the same price.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
right.
actually, no, I take that back. Because there is the 3 cover deal, and that is the last one listed, so that would be low to high, except for the featured perk, which is
Right.
the new cover, the exclusive cover.
Right. Cool.
Oh, Kino Review says, Andy, I promise I'll be bringing better beer in New Jersey. Sorry about last year. Cheers.
Yeah, I saw that and I was
Well,
like,
what did Kino bring last year?
I don't remember. I just remember it was, something kind of different, I guess.
Mm,
I don't exactly remember. So, and I'm always grateful anyhow. Like I'm not a big dark beer guy, but if somebody walked up and was like, have a dark beer and I wasn't paying for it, I'd be like, okay. Oh yeah, Boba Fett. Was it you bought? Wait, I thought it was Boba Fett and something else you brought because I thought there were two different ones. That's right, and the Mandalorian. Now I'm trying to
Mandalorian.
remember
Right.
which one I liked better because I liked one, I
Mhm.
think, but maybe not the other.
Well, was this at Garden State?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, well, it'd be good to see you regardless.
Bretsky the Great had brought and his friend whose name God escapes me, brought me that bottle of Compass Comics whiskey
Oh yeah,
at the show last time. What they did was they took a tequila bottle. I don't know if they drank the tequila or they poured it out because of the shape of it, and then they hand did these computer labels and put it on so it looks like the distillery is Compass Comics distillery, and then they had logos of all my projects on it,
yeah,
as it looked, and then they put uh was it Buffalo Trace? I can't remember if it was Buffalo Trace, a bourbon in it. And oh, what a great pack. I still have the bottle and I use it as a decanter basically. So, like when I buy Woodford, my go to bourbon,
oh yeah,
I'll just pour it into there, cap it, and put it out, so so it's full. And I drink it when the other bottle goes empty and then I refill it.
yeah. That's what I was going to say. I would think, yeah, you just keep using it. So
Yeah. Kino says that custom bottle was badass. It was so cool.
yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Trying to think.
Marcus has a question for you.
I know.
What
Okay.
kind of beer do you like? I'll bring some for Heroes Con.
If you mean to the con, you're not going to be able to get it in. Now, if you mean to my house, that's different. Marcus, you know what I drank. Why are you even asking? Silly man.
Well, expose yourself here, Andy. What do you drink? Tell people your beer.
I mean, I don't like. I made the comment about dark beers because I don't like thick dark beer. Dennis
Mhm.
likes that stuff. He hates the lightest he goes is if we go out and it's like they have a red. He'll drink it, but he likes really dark mud, stouts and stuff. And I like ales. I like wheat beer. Um,
What about IPAs?
it depends. I've had some I like, and I've had some that I'm just like, not that good.
Okay.
So it really depends. I mean, I pretty much will try anything. Like
Mhm.
I don't mind certain sours and stuff,
Ooh.
certain ones. But when it comes to really dark beers, like I've had Guinness. I mean, I've had them. I just don't like them. Now,
Oh,
I will say when this was a couple years ago, my daughter was working at World Market over here. I don't know if they have those up there, but
no.
it's like the name of it, World Market. They have a grocery section that is, tons of different foods from all over the world and stuff, and they have beers too. And it was one Christmas, and they had a chocolate peanut butter stout, and I was like, I'm buying a 6-pack of that. Loved it, freaking loved it. It was great, and I haven't seen it since. Like, damn it. So,
What was the ABV on something like that? Do you know?
oh, it was like 6.5 maybe. It
Oh,
was
that's not bad.
it was hot. Yeah, I mean it was more than I think standards what 4.4 is like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
middle of
four
the
to five.
road.
4 to 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So
There's
uh
a brewery in Ellicottville that does this one. It's seasonal. It's called Chocolate Cherry Bomb Stout, and you probably wouldn't like it.
well, I would try
It's
it.
very dark. It's thick. But it's a high ABV. Yeah, but you
Like
don't really.
what?
Oh,
What's
it's.
high?
I
Like
want to
8?
say it's like 11.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's high.
Yeah, 10, something like it's somewhere between 9 and 11, I think.
Yeah, that's a high
Uh,
one there, right?
yeah, so it's like one of those kind, like in the winter, sitting by the fire, you pour yourself one of those, you sip at
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's high. See, the thing with that is I'm not a huge fan of the whole chocolate cherry combo.
Uh-huh.
If there's a box of chocolates in the house for a reason and I see that and I can identify it, like if it has that little sheet that's labeled and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll stay away from that one. So not
Uh,
a not a big fan of that stuff. But yeah, I went to I posted a picture of it. I went to a brewery right up the road over the weekend on Sunday to read a trade paperback and got a beer. And then right next to the beer joint, the brewery is one of those custom donut places that makes the real big fat donuts and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I went in there first, grabbed the donut. It was chocolate caramel, like over top of glazed, and then went and got a beer and sat down and had a good afternoon.
Wow,
So
beer and donut.
had no problem with it. I was hungry, and the brewery doesn't serve food. They have some light stuff like chips and stuff you can buy, but they don't serve like, it's not a brewery that has a kitchen where it's like, oh, I'll get a burger or something. If it was, I
Right.
would have just got something to eat. But they don't. And the only other place was a place called Hawthorne's Pizza, and their pizzas are huge. So even a small one, it was just me, you know, would have been kind of a waste. So
Mm, Carolina pizza. I don't know.
well, Hawthorne's Pizza it's a small franchise down here, but it's New York style. So
Oh.
it's not bad. It's
Hmm.
good. Um, I've had, yeah, well, my wife's the closest to New York down here. Well, Billy's had it actually
Hmm.
when he's been here. So you'd have to ask him what he thinks, but I think he gives it a thumbs up. I mean, not the total equivalent of New York, but I think he was like, "Oh, this is good."
Mm.
Thinner, that whole deal. So
Billy and I were at Rob's convention. The only time I've been there, actually. I think
yeah,
it was Rob's convention. Yeah, and we went out to this place, and Billy, we're looking at the menu. He goes, "You want to get some wings?" And I look at him like, "Billy, I just came from Buffalo. Why,
why do
why
I
do I
want
want to?
wings down here?
Yeah, why do I want to get wings down here in South Carolina?" And
Right.
he says, "Oh, okay." But the waitress is standing there. She goes, "Oh, wait a minute, we got the real deal." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Yeah, my dad is from East Aurora." And I go, "East
Oh, and you
Aurora?
perked up.
That's where I live." And
Right.
he says, she says, and he says they're great. And I said, "Really? Well, okay, all right, Billy, we're gonna get some wings." So she comes out, she brings the wings. She comes back after we eaten a few. She goes, "Well, how was it?" I said, "Your dad's got to go back to Buffalo."
Oh, damn.
They were
Oh,
terrible. They were rubbery. The sauce wasn't right. Uh, it was not good.
oh. Now when you get wings, do you go different flavors or are you just a standard hot or, whatever?
Um, uh, if I'm trying to like compare it to stuff, I stick with the traditional buffalo
Right.
sauce. But like when we go to this little one of our local watering holes we go to Thursdays, they have these Jamaican jerk wings, which are to die for. And that's my go-to when I go over to Rookies, our little watering hole here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I can't do like super, super hot. I'm more middle of the road, not mild, but whatever the medium is. But then when it comes to the different flavors and stuff, oh yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Did I get permission from Malin to do this? Sweetcast got kicked out of CG for using Kickstarter. Well, nobody's kicking me out of nothing. So,
Yeah, I don't know what the deal.
and I don't ask for permission from anybody.
Yeah,
I've got my own business to run.
yeah, I don't know. Sweetcast rings a bell, but
Yeah, it does ring a
have you-
bell, but there's a lot of casts.
I know.
It seems
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
can't keep them straight. I don't even know who that is.
yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. Ooh,
hmm.
look, you met your goal.
All right, look at that. Perfect.
That's right. Now it's onward. Onward and
Now the
upward.
algorithm kicks in,
That's right.
right?
Hopefully it works the same as Indiegogo.
Right? Yeah, I still need to do an email blast and get some folks to signal boost.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah, this was like I said, this came about very fast. I put it together quickly. I launched it quickly without a lot of pre notification. Because I had the time to do it.
Sure.
So I just did it, and here it is. We got 30 days. I think it's a really, really cool cover, and it'd be great. I love white covers when
Oh,
they're
yeah.
done right. It makes everything pop.
Hmm.
Um, I had a Return to Monster Island white cover, and I just love it. I just love, and actually at Joe Frankenstein 3, there's one with a white cover background. And the figures and heads that are floating on it are spot UV. That's my favorite cover. It just
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
looks super cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
So wait, so it's been a sec since I popped on. Why don't you just burn through the tears again so the new people can see because what you got going on. I know
that's
it's
good. That's a good idea, Andrew.
I try.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I hadn't even played the video.
Oh, do the trailer.
So for anybody that's new to this project, here you go. Got our boy Good Stuff, the Kickstarter card in at the end.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, so anybody who is new to the campaign, this is an adjacent campaign for Escape from Monster Island, adjacent to the Indiegogo campaign. And it has basically, it's a stripped down campaign. You can get all the 3 covers. But what makes it interesting is that there's an exclusive cover you can only get here. And that's this one right here. Mac in her sexy suit, which actually is part of the story. There's no way I'm wearing this outfit in here. And if the sources want to bet. And if you read Return to Monster Island, you understand the hypnosaurs. They hypnotize their prey before they, attack them or eat them. They can make them do whatever they want. So this is a little background of the story, what it's about. Look out! Monster Island has been sabotaged by the Anarchans. Our heroes find themselves stranded in the outer reaches of the galaxy in search of a rare element they need to power their engines. The inhabitants of the mining planetoid Thog reach out to the island and offer their services, but at what price? Not all is as it seems, but Mac and Duke must procure the Sigadium, for without it, there is no escape from Monster Island. This is I'm really having a fun time on this project because the landscape is different. They're actually not on the island. They're on that Thog, that planetoid, and they're underground. Yeah. And they have these gladiatorial games. And I'm at the point in the story where we see that for the first time. So I got this double page spread of where they, like when the gladiators walk out into the Coliseum. So our heroes are walking out into the Coliseum, and you got all these the creatures, the aliens that are, in the stands and stuff, cheering and betting on who's going to win. And monsters come up out of the ground and they have to fight for their survival and stuff. And that double page spread is going to look really cool.
Cool.
So here's the 3 covers that you can get. First one by me, second one by me, but also has a distressed look. It's supposed to look like an old beat up comic that you've rolled up and put in your back pocket. And the third cover is by my old friend Butch Geis, God rest his soul, who passed away recently. Just a tremendous artist and a great guy. And then we got some sample pages that have been lettered by Carlos Manuel, my regular letterer. He's a great guy. And of course, the color, beautiful color by Greg Wright, who colors most of my projects. So you can read these first 10 pages.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I think there's a page. The first page is missing, but about 10 pages of story. Give you an idea and a feel for what it's like. Stretch goals are first ones at 10,000, and every backer receives a free Escape from Monster Island phone wallpaper. So your phone rings when you're at a convention. Look how cool you'll look.
That's right.
So yeah, that's it. Like I said, this is a very stripped down campaign. So we got 12 backers. We're at $580. That's great. We've met the goal. So this baby's happening. It was happening anyway, because like I said, it was already funded. So let's just get that cover, get those covers ordered so that we can, have a good print run on those.
Yeah. Cool. With it being June and all, and we know what month June is, Pride Month. Besides that one variant you did just for this, you could have done another one where Mac's wearing that same costume going, I got to wear this.
You mean Duke, the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy. Yeah. Because it's Pride Month after all, Bear Chat wearing that exact same costume.
Well, without giving away too much, there is this whole sequence with that costume comes back to haunt Duke because he designed that for her.
Of course. Of course he did.
He's looking out for his own best interest. He designed it for her and she wasn't going to wear it. And then he gets his comeuppance later on in the story, which is pretty damn funny, to be honest.
Nice.
Hey, Stat Zero's here, stopping by to say hi after backing Return to Monster Island. I am excited to see the next part. Good luck, Graham. Thank you, Stat. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay to post Andy's link? Oh, of course, always. Yeah.
That's right.
Always post the guest link.
Cool. Thanks, Past Master Dan. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. So you got the little one down for a nap, you said?
Yep.
Did that bring back memories? Are you have you lost your touch on getting small ones down for naps?
No, actually, it's pretty easy at this point. It was a little harder earlier when she was a little younger. She's only 15 months.
Right.
But when she was 6 months, 8 months, it was a little harder. There's more things that had to be, watched and done in order and proper. Now she gets a full belly, gets her diaper changed. She's tired and she just leans in, wants to go to sleep. So it's perfect.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What how many days a week do you see her during a day like this?
Well, right now it's only 1 day a week right now because we're fulfilling.
Oh, okay.
So at one point we were 3 days a week, I think 3 or 4 days a week.
Oh, wow.
Julie was watching when Mary had a job elsewhere, but her other grandmother watches her as well. So when we're watching, her other grandmother watches her, so we don't have, we don't want her in daycare.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, she's a cutie. I took her out back today. We walked up the hill and she's just fascinated by little birds and fun stuff.
15 months. Does that mean she's yakking yet? Talking?
Oh, she's talking. She's not speaking English, but she's talking. She has words for things. She points at stuff. she Mary's taught her sign language too for things like if she's hungry, you
Yep.
know, she goes
Yep.
like this. She
Yep.
wants
We did that with
more,
Courtney. Yep. Yep.
this, you know. I think when she says please, she rubs her tummy. I think that's what that one is.
Oh,
So it's really cute. It's really
that's
cute.
cool.
Yeah. But so yeah. We're basically just going to be in and out here, guys. I just wanted to stop in and let people know that we were live with this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get ready to sign off because I have to prepare for the landing party. We're actually at the last episode of season 2.
Really?
Yeah, we
How many
are
seasons total were there?
3.
And how many episodes are in a season?
Let's see. Is it 26?
Oh shit, it's that many? Even back then, huh?
Yeah, back then there were more because it would run half a year and then they would run it, they would rerun it on the network. I think it's 26 episodes.
It's weird when you think about it. So 26, you're right. That's obviously half a year. So, 6 months. But when you look at the TV season, ever since I can remember, it goes from like September to basically May.
Right.
Which, June, July, August. So, I mean, it's like it goes for 9 months. But with holidays and all that crap, they do 20 to 22 episodes.
Right.
So it's 9 months, not 6.
Yeah.
It's less episodes.
Just like comics. It used to be 22 pages. Now it's 20 pages of content.
Yeah. Well, I remember it was 17.
17 pages of content?
Yeah. Remember?
No.
Yeah.
Not when I was working there. I only got.
Oh, no, not when you. No, it changed. I can't remember when it changed, but that's one of the reasons Byrne was able to do 3 books a month at Marvel, because at the time, X-Men was 17. They were 17.
Really?
Yeah.
Of actual story content, because it used to be 32 pages, but only
actual story content. Because I got, they're reprinting, or they're doing, reprint facsimile editions of Byrne's X-Men leading up to the death of Phoenix. So last week, for instance, 135, they put, the 135 out, and I picked it up because I thought I had every issue of Byrne's X-Men from when I was a kid. I'm missing a few, and it happens to be the ones they're doing facsimiles of. So anyhow, I picked it up, read it again over the weekend, and then I was like, man, that still seemed, I knew it was 17, but I was like, that seemed more. And I went back and counted. Nope, 17 pages of story.
I'll be damned.
Shit ton of ads.
Huh. That was in the mid 80s then.
That was 1980 when he was doing X-Men.
Okay. All right. So it's right after the implosion. I wonder if that's when they dropped the number down.
I don't know. That's a very good question. I'd have to go back and look at books from the mid 70s to see if they were 20 or 17.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, so he could do, and I mean, Byrne's fast anyhow. Even when he got the 20 pages, 22, he was still jamming it out. But
remember when in the late 70s, when they were trying to save money, they would turn those 11 by 17 pages sideways, and they would do 2 pages on each, one on each side.
Yep.
And you could always tell. Yeah, you could always tell. The line weights were wonky. The size of the lettering was wonky.
Yep. You could always, and even the proportion, because sometimes the proportion of the page just didn't look right. So, because I mean, it's basically print size at that point. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no.
But where's that? Let me just get. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. We got a successful lunch here. We've met our our bare minimum within minutes, and that is appreciated. We got 29 days to go, my friends. If you want to get this cover, you got 29 days to get it. This baby right here, sexy and cute, and it's signed by me. So every one of these covers will be signed. So don't forget that. And hopefully we'll see you tonight on the landing party. Andy, he has is your sign up still up, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So did Dr. Mask put it in there? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
Past Master Dan put it in there. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Check out Andy's sign up for his launch, his upcoming launch for Lilith Infernal Conflict. And do you have a launch date on that, Andy?
No, not yet. I mean, we're shooting for June, but it'll be later in June. It could be very well the beginning of July, but we're still shooting for June.
Okay.
So
okay, so keep an eye out on that. And thanks everybody for spending a little time this afternoon in the middle of your workday to help us get this Kickstarter off and running. It is greatly appreciated. And I guess we shall see you next time out. Okay.
all right.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
again, Andy. See you.
You got it.
Bye, guys.